Lowe's just delivered our Heartland Silverton shed. The shed comes as a 4x8 by 4 foot tall bundle. The driver was actually, without hesitation, he just pulled up here with a really steep driveway, pulled up here and delivered it. But we'll be building on this platform here, and this is what we start with. So let's go. Just started opening this thing up. This is the kit for the Heartland Silverton shed. There's my trash, a million boxes, 3 windows, panels here. About to take out the floor kit, but I've actually built my own floor, so and I've just got parts laid out. Here we go. All right, we got our helpers, one setting up the dog, one putting trash away. Got floor panels laid out. Bundle's a little more open. Got some roof and wall panels laid out.
I'm gonna stuff myself in a trash can.
Great. Got everybody involved. There's even some turkeys around somewhere. All right, the floor is done. I did it a little differently because I had built a base. So I built my own floor, but then I went ahead and used the flooring that came with my kit and put it on top of the decking. So I've got 2 layers of decking. So check, floor done. I also went ahead and made my own checklist. I wish they sent it with the checklist like this, but I get why they don't, because you might choose to put your windows and door in different spots, so it doesn't really make sense. So I went ahead and did an inventory, which I typically do, and I know you need to do, but I thought I was going to get by without it, but not a chance. So inventorying all the materials and just organizing them generally is really important for this. So I went through everything and made sure every single part is there, and it is. So time to get started on walls.
Okay, that's all those on this side. What do you want this?
So those are going to go on the outside edges. So we're going to put these 2 pieces on first. So for now, just put them up there. Just set them to the side. All right, got this one done. Wall A complete. Hopefully it's straight. Do you think it's straight?
Yeah, it looks pretty straight. We're gonna call it a day.
All the plastic and all the stuff. All right, just wrapped up this day. We have the walls assembled. So there's A, B, C, and D on top. And so we're working sort of a less than ideal location where we have these big drop-offs, and I'm not sure I have a helper, a strong helper to help me. My son's was helping. It has been helping. He's been really helpful, but he's great at screwing stuff, moving boards around, that sort of thing. But when it comes to lifting a wall, I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do, but we will see. I'm trying to think of alternative ways to get this done. Also have a little more strengthening to do on the base. It's probably good as is, but I want it to be good for 50 years. Okay, so I'm putting these walls up by myself, I think. I don't recommend it at all, but we work with what we have sometimes, right? So anyway, I've got to stand this wall up here. So what I've done is create a brace. It's bolted on there, or screwed on there, and then it's got the brace here. I did 2 of them. It's just a simple 2x4 across the bottom, and then there. So, and then the other brace is set up and ready to go. So the idea is lean it up. That brace will hold it. Put the other brace up and then square it up. So we will see how this works. All right, let's put this next wall up. Go ahead and get put a support under this wall so I wouldn't break it, basically. Here goes nothing. Beautiful so far. I barely need this because the edge over there is holding it up. All right, now we're going to cinch it up with our 2-inch screws. Round back. And go from there. All right, put wall C up. So, this one is a little more of a pain because I've got to move it more. So I'm trying to get it as close as I can. All right, should be flush on this end. Boom. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna put the 2-inch screws around and then come back and do the 3 inches inside. All right. 4 walls. I'll tidy them up later, but for now, all right, the walls are up on the Heartland Silverton 10 by 16 shed. The front, which is wall A, per the instructions. I'll go ahead and come clean. I actually had to take the panels off once I had the wall up. I took the panels off and re-straightened them. That was the first wall my son and I did, and I knew it wasn't really straight, but I kind of thought maybe it would pull itself together when we put it up. But since it's the front of the shed, and it probably would have been fine, but since it's the front of the shed, I wanted it to be tidy. All right, the wall doublers are on all the way around. It's nice that it actually feels like a shed now, kind of. And now I've set up the jig. We'll see if I'm doing it right. Now I've set up the jig for the rafters. The instructions aren't super clear about that, but I don't know if that's, so I don't know if that's supposed to be angled, but I don't know why the piece they give you for a jig would have an angle on the end that roughly matches the rafter. So we're gonna find out. All right, here goes nothing. So you make this jig basically using the floor. It's 120 and 11/16 inches. Done. Put the 2 pieces together. The long parts go at the top. The top should be flush. Done. And done. Let's try it. The rafters are assembled and they are going to be installed now. Hopefully. So, let's see how this goes. Since I'm doing this by myself, I'm actually putting sort of a cheater board, because normally I think you would have somebody on both sides to hold this in place. So, all right, cool. So that'll get me through the first 3. I need dexterity. Cool. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and start the screw in every one of these, because that was a bit of a rookie mistake and messed me up. All right. Yeah, so the little cheater board is the way to go, especially if you're doing this by yourself. But I would say even if you're doing this with someone, it's worth it. Safer, easier. Just right. Perfect. That's awesome. And that's what I mean by that cheater board. I'm just putting it up there so it supports that beam. Put it there and then you can just put the rafter up against it and you don't have to worry about it slipping off the end. Saves a ton of time. Rafters are on. Cool. I'm not doing the roof panels exactly like the instructions. I started with that one like the instructions say, but I'm doing this differently because honestly it's because I don't like heights and I'm working by myself. So I'm doing this side, and the thing is on this side it just drops off. I just have a downhill. So it's a little different, but I don't know why it wouldn't work. It's like everything else in construction. At the end of the day, you're just putting stuff together. But we'll find out. Big moment. All of the roof panels are on, which is really great because snow is coming. And I just wanted to have it so that I have a giant tarp. I didn't want the wood to get wet, so I was thinking I would just throw a giant tarp over it. So, good stuff. 100% by myself. I did end up going and getting a Ryobi nail gun so that I could just stamp it on there a lot faster than using screws. But dang, that thing's heavy. But either way, way faster. All right, next step. I went ahead and pre-painted the trim for the door and for the gables, the trim that goes up there, so that I could throw that on. In fact, I might even pre-paint the edges, but I'm gonna do some caulking next. Well, we don't always get what we want. It wasn't supposed to snow until Wednesday, but it looks like the system moved forward and it's going to start snowing tonight. So, good lesson in always be prepared. Had a great big giant tarp just for this. And we're putting it on. But the good news is, it's all caulked. It's ready to paint. Got to put the door on it, but the door panels are painted. I'm going to assemble those in a little bit. And now the doors are on. Had to tarp it up because snow came last night, so I had to stop, put the tarp on. Really disruptive. I assembled the doors. That was pretty straightforward. Just follow the instructions and then put them on. I haven't tightened them up yet, so part of the instructions is to put a bunch of screws through the back just to make sure it's all tightened up, but I haven't done that. But they're on. So top trim piece to go on, and then putting the screws on to tighten that up, and then the hardware. Structurally, this thing is pretty much done. I just have to put the roof on, which I'm not looking forward to, but that's just part of it. It's so cold that my fingers can barely operate the hardware, but it's in. It works. Doors are on.